you cannot lead if you are not sane. You know, so your sanity matters. You first have to be in a right space of mind for you to be able to lead wherever you lead, whether you lead at work, whether you lead your family. But the most important thing is for you to be sane so that you can have a clear mind, so that you can be able to see and be able to know that you are leading people not according to your distracted emotions, but according to the clarity that you need as far as the task is concerned. So I think above and beyond, we need to talk more about this. The message has to be spread. Indoda must cry. Indoda must pray.
And then if you were to this is another resistance buyer, right? Now, what would the strategies or tools? I just want to hear your views, right? Indoda must, right? Well, he must. But now, ulanda umuntu oqala ukuzwa leyo information ozocabanga ukuthi taboo, what's the strategy to bringing him in onto the other side? You get what I'm trying to say, what I'm asking?
I think the most important thing is talking about it. Like the platform that we are on right now, having podcasts and writing books like I wrote in Indoda Must Cry. Men's conferences, have men's conferences, have engaging events, you know, and create safe spaces through these platforms to allow men to be able to feel free and to feel safe to be on board. It will over any revolution faces resistance at the beginning, right? But then the more the revolutionaries are consistent, the more they push the content and the concept. You find people embracing it at the end. I usually say the fact that something has been done for a very long time doesn't make it right or doesn't make it effect. It can always be changed. You know, I mean, long time ago, there was this concept that women are not supposed to drive. And, you know, you find that there are concepts like umhlaba round, the world is round, you know, or the world is flat, rather. And then after some time, there are certain scientists that came to say, no, but that concept was flawed. Actually, the world is not flat. And when you go to the end of the world, you won't fall into a ditch. Actually the world is like this. So through information, through engagement, there are certain concepts that are getting disapproved and new concepts rise, and we get more informed, especially in our age, the information age. You know, there's more information out there. So I think the most important thing is to create more information about these concepts and distribute more information as possible, but more so make it a habitual thing for us to have engagements regarding these topics. One teach another, and one teach another, and one tells another, and then before we know it, we are there. I'm currently working with Childline. I'm mentoring the young boys from Childline, and the purpose of it, it's the concept. It's ringamjita. So we're saying it to them as young as they are, ringamjita, kalamjita, you know, because when we say Indoda Must Cry, it is both figurative and it's also literal, of course. In a figurative sense, we're saying that men must cry out, men must talk, you know. So we're saying to these young ones, of which I believe it's better when we actually groom them from a young age. We're saying to these young ones, forget what they said about men. Now we are here. Let's deal with the issues of today. A man must be able to cry out. A man must be able to talk. And if need be, as
but yeah, because even when I was selling the book, you know, we published an emotion guide that aid to, you know, help men navigate, that aid men to navigate actually through the emotions, you know. As I was selling this book, I remember someone said to me, yo, imagine me reading this abantu bangibhekile ngifunda incwadi ethi indoda kumele ikhale. I can't, you understand? And somebody else also said, ngiyafuna ukuyifunda idumeleng, I really want to buy this book, but I'm scared of this chapter of my life ekungukuthi it's healing, and I don't think I'll ever be prepared to heal, you know. And because I explained the book kancane nje ukuthi ikhuluma ngani, you know, and the person was like, I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. I'm not sure if I want to embark on the journey. It's such a very scary journey, you understand. Men can't even, you know, be comfortable with healing on its own, and it's very important that as a man and as umuntu nje you heal, you understand. But they were even scared to even purchase the book, and those of them that did actually came back and said, I feel better. Reading this book has helped me manage my emotions. You know, I actually feel very better. So I think, you know, we just need to normalize it. Again, I repeat, everything we know, saifundis, or we're taught, right? Everything we know was introduced to us by someone. You get what I mean? So if now we break the stigma, so at some point we'll eventually get to a point where it's normal for a man to speak. It's normal for a man to cry. You know, it's normal for a man to take care of the emotions. It's just normal for you to, you know, sit alone and uztabang without people saying, you know, she's low, you know, Tomazana, why this, that, and the other. You understand? So yeah, I honestly feel like men should speak, should cry. It's allowed, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Machita. At home, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
I agree. Carl and what?
So now you've mentioned something about toxic masculinity. You said you